Hey there guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to AFC Game by Game. I'm sure just like myself you're absolutely buzzing off the back of that 4-2 win against Spurs yesterday. A brilliant win. I can't emphasise that enough, but we've got to put it to the back of our minds because we've got one of our most difficult away trips coming up. That's right, a trip to Old Trafford to face Manchester United. Now, you could say that this game is coming at the best possible time for us to play United, and yeah, probably is. They're in probably their poorest form than they have been so far this season. Not that they've been particularly good, but they were starting to pick up a few results. They got that win against Juventus, the win against Bournemouth, the win against Newcastle. They started to get into a little bit of a run of form. That has since sort of dropped, it's petered out, and they're looking like a very ordinary side at the minute. You know, I would have thought that if we were going to drop points out of these games against Spurs and Man United, Spurs on paper are the more difficult sides, but this is the more difficult trip and the more difficult fixture in my opinion, and it will really evidence where this Arsenal team is in terms of their mentality. Now, what we saw in that game against Spurs was a lot of grit, a lot of steel from players like Socrates, Kolasinac, Granit Xhaka, Mustafi, Torreira, players that have got that winning, and I would say elite, but really strong mentality that we've lacked at Arsenal in recent years. Winners, real winners on the pitch that want to do their best for the team. And it's great to see them coming through, and players that were on the edge a little bit last season coming through and being a bit more dominant on the pitch. Someone like Granit Xhaka, for example. And in this game, it's going to be a huge miss that we're going to miss Granit Xhaka, but we are going to need those big vocal leaders on the pitch as well because, as I say, we notoriously don't do well at Man United. Even though they are in a very poor run of form, they always seem to raise their A game against us. I don't think we can bring the Mourinho factor into this. Of course, Arsene Wenger's left. Unai Emery should have no problems whatsoever coming up against Mourinho. And if they play in the manner that they did in the game against Southampton, conceding 2 goals so early on in the match, we've got to take advantage of that, and we have to go at Man United. I don't want us to see us lay back away from home against this United side. I don't want us to show them too much respect because we really can get at them. They line up with a back three of Matic, McTominay and Smalling at the weekend. So if we really go at that back line, we can score goals. We definitely could score a lot of goals against this United side. Saying that, I don't want to get in too soon, getting over my head too soon, because I do remember them beating us at the Emirates with a back three of Smalling, Tyler Blackett and Paddy McNair. We won't get into that, but I really hope that history doesn't repeat itself, because we have to be going into this game and getting a positive result. Getting 6 points out of Spurs and United is it is a fantastic potential achievement if we can pull it off. We've got the more difficult game out of the way against the better side, and now it's just a case of showing our mentality on the pitch and getting a win against this Manchester United team. As I say, they haven't looked great this season. Going forward, I do think they've got dangerous players that we have to be wary of. We know how underwhelming Lukaku has been from a Man United perspective, and as well Marcus Rashford and Martial have been their 2 danger men. Pace, power, energy going forward, strength as well, so they're the 2 players I believe we've got to watch in this game. In the midfield, I'm not particularly worried about, and Paul Pogba hasn't been, you know, he hasn't been at the level that he was at the World Cup this season for Manchester United. It's odd, he seems to be a different player for France than he is for Man United. And Herrera, Matic, I'm not particularly worried about those players. I think we've got the better players in midfield. And the defence, as I say, can definitely be got at. I don't want to underestimate this Man United side in any way, shape or form, because I know how dangerous and tricky this fixture can be for us. But we're in such a good vein of form in a minute that we should be going into this game and getting all 3 points with the players that we've got. Now, as I previously mentioned, Granit Xhaka is going to be a big loss in this game. And the conundrum for me is, what do we do in terms of the midfield? Because Xhaka and Torreira performed so well as the midfield pairing for us, and it's a real shame that we're going to miss Xhaka in this game, because I really do think we'd need his leadership on the pitch. He captained us against Tottenham, so we're going to be, you know, another captain down the pecking order in this game. So I mean, it's a great opportunity for Aaron Ramsey to really make a start on this Arsenal side. I would be looking to learn from the game against Spurs, and I would like to see us line up in a 3-4-1-2 formation. So start the game with Lacazette and Aubameyang. Really have a go at this United team and get a couple of goals in early doors with those 2 players starting. There's no doubt in my mind that can quite easily happen. Those 2 seem to link up so well together in the game when they both played as strikers against Tottenham Hotspur. Lacazette dropping deeper at times, Aubameyang dropping deeper at times. The chemistry and understanding between those 2 is evident that they've got to start in this match. And then it's a real question of who starts behind them. Will it be Mkhitaryan? Will it be Iwobi? Will it be Ramsey? I'm not pinning a lot of hope on Mesut Ozil starting in this game. We know that he missed the game against Spurs with a back spasm. And Emery has come out and said that he's not entirely sure whether he'll be available for the game on Wednesday night. So for precaution reasons, I doubt that he'll start in this game, even if he is fit and able to travel with the team. So I would quite like to see Aaron Ramsey start in the whole. I think he did really well when he came on in the game against Spurs. And what I really admire, and what I completely forgot to mention in my review of the Spurs game, was how professional he's being, how well he's playing for the team, despite his future being so up in the air at the minute, despite the fact that he's more than likely going to leave at the end of the season. He's really devoted to this team, and I've got no quibbles with him starting this game at Old Trafford whatsoever, because I still believe he's going to put in a performance that he's capable of. And with him making those runs and linking up with players like Aubameyang, like Lacazette, those three worked so well in the game against Spurs. I'd like to see that continue going into this match. If not, we could play him a little bit deeper and look to play someone like Mkhitaryan or Iwobi behind. Aubameyang, like I said, both of them played well for the 45 minutes against Spurs, and if they can bring that intensity into this game, then I've got no problems with either of them starting in this match. But I would quite like to see Ramsey playing that role, and then it's a question of who lines up alongside Torreira. I think the like-for-like switch with Xhaka would be Guendouzi. He's got the passing ability, he's got the same range as someone like Granit Xhaka does, but not maybe to the same level at the moment. But he's still an excellent option to have, and despite his age, his maturity is fantastic. So I wouldn't have too many problems bringing him in, but I'm also looking at someone like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and I know that might come as a bit of a shock, but I do remember last season away from home at Old Trafford, he had a brilliant game, really dominated Paul Pogba in the middle of the park, and I know that it might come as, it might, that game last season didn't really have much relevance, but this season I still think he's capable of putting in such a good midfield performance. But I think it will be Guendouzi, and I've got no problems with that. I'm really confident with whoever we line up with in the middle of the park, and the back three I'll keep the same. Mustafi, Socrates and Holding performed really well. Leno, I want to see him do a little bit better. Looking back at the highlights last night, he should have done a lot better on the goal that we conceded, where Eric Dyer got it past him. But again, he's a player that has done so well for us this season. I'm not going to scrutinise him too much. He is going to have errors like that. He is still young for a goalkeeper, and he is still just into the Premier League, and he has done brilliantly so far. So all round, things are looking really positive. If we can get 6 points out of Spurs and United, then things are really looking up. After that, we've got Huddersfield at home, we've got Southampton away, we've got a couple of winnable fixtures coming up in the Premier League. So if we can get these 2 games out of the way, then it really does set us on a good trajectory. And, it could be a really positive end to the year for us. We've got Liverpool right at the end of the year. If we get a good result away at Anfield, a draw there would be fantastic. Things are going... My expectations are really being exceeded by Unai Emery this season. I didn't think things would be going quite as well as they currently are going. And when you look at United, who have bought in someone like Fred for about 50 odd million, and we've bought in Torreira and Guendouzi for about 30 odd million, it's astounding what the club are doing at the minute. Financially, scouting wise, we're in a really good position. We're set up really well, and the future looks incredibly bright. But what will make it even brighter is a win at Old Trafford, which I think every single Arsenal fan wants to see. It's been so long since we've won there in the Premier League, and this is our best opportunity that we're going to have to go and win there in quite some time. But I don't want to tempt fate. Let's go there. Let's take each game at a time, and if we play to the level that we did against Spurs, then we'll have no problems winning this game. Anyway, guys, please do drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. Let me know your score predictions in the comments box below. Drop a like on the video, as I say, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll speak to you very, very soon, guys. See you later.